Okay. We talked about the agency, and that talk about the DPR, we talk about the Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Custom Authority, we talk about sources and classification, where we talk of direct tax, we talk of indirect tax, we talk of the mining, we talk of the direct allocation, a lot of things I discussed with you. I also gave you the format. These are the format I gave you in details. I also sent to you. Then we look at the accounts you are meant to keep, all the development fund accounts, the state, joint, local government, all those ones I treated, all those ones will be their functions. We also discuss details. Then these are the questions we are meant to look at one after the other. Question number 1. You are given the following information in the inflow and the outflow of Negro nation. Inflow, import duties, export duties, excise duty, petroleum profit tax, company income tax, payee deductions from the emolument of the armed forces, police personnel. We have a resident of Abuja. We have dividend from federal government investment. Outflow, we have remuneration of statutory officer. We also have recurrent expenditure, transfer to development fund, transfer to contingency fund. We have notes, the revenue allocation formula. We have, this one is not correct. Sorry, take note. That's 53%. Couldn't be 53%, 52.68%. Why this one is 26.7%. Then this one is going to be 20.6%. Then they now say we should prepare you are required to prepare federation account and consolidated revenue fund account. Are we together? That is what we are meant to do. Are we good to go? You have the note with you, Abi? Hello? You have that note with you? Yes. Now, I'm going to the solutions point now, which I'm going to forward to you after the, let's see how the solution is going to look like. Negro nation. We are meant to use Excel for the solution. I have prepared solution, but since you said you don't want prepared solution, I should prepare it as we are talking. Then I will prepare it. You know how I'm picking the figure, where I'm picking the figure from. Let's go. Mostly, we don't always have opening balance in this account, and where you were given, you recognize it. Is that clear? We have the inflow. What are the inflow in this account, please? We don't have opening balance, that's why we make it what? 0 there. No opening balance. Dash. Then what are the other revenue in the any other revenue that you are based on what I gave to you that is going to appear in the federation account? What are the inflow that will appear in the federation account? We have import duty, import duty. How much is our import duty in the question given to us?
400,000.
What do you say?
400,000. 400.
400, okay. $400,000. Do they abbreviate it in millions from the beginning?
Yes. Yes.
What about export duty?
Yeah, export duty.
How much
Export
is
duty.
export duty?
300,000.
300,000. Excise duty.
200,000.
How much?
200,000.
200.
200,000. Jacqueline. What about the company income tax?
71 million.
$71 million, Abi.
Yes.
Petroleum profit tax.
80 million.
80.
How much?
80 million.
80 million. What else again? What else I also explained to you that is going to appear there? Any other one?
There
No.
is pay. Abi? Not
What
going
do
to
you
be. Pay deduction from emolument of armed
say? He will
forces.
not be here. No, 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 no. It's not going to be here. That one is going to be in the consolidated revenue fund.
Okay.
Any collection charges?
Huh?
Were you giving
No.
collection charges?
No.
No. Then that's what? Zero. This one is distributable income. Revenue allocation. We have the federal, the state, we have the local government.
Excuse me, sir. Good evening, sir.
I'm with you.
Sir, please, where is this question? Where can I find the question? I'm not following, please.
It's in your notes. It's the note they sent to you now.
Sir, is it today?
We send you the note as early as possible when we started the class.
Okay, please, what page are we treating?
30.
Revenue, sources of government revenue.
Thank you.
Now this one is 52.68% times 151,900,00. For the local government, we have 24 point what? Or 26.72% times 151,900,000. Why the local government? That one is 20% times 20.6%. Sorry, 20.6% times 151,900,000. Close the bracket. By computation, this will give you 52 point. Any question with the federation account? Do we have a better understanding of it? Look at it. Is it cleared? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is it cleared?
This revenue allocation, sir, is the rate given during the exam?
The percentage, Abby,
Yes, sir.
will be given.
Okay.
But is it cleared now? Can we go to the next one? We've answered a part of the question. B part of the question say we should do what? What does the B say we should do?
Consolidated revenue fund account.
Consolidated revenue fund account. This one too, we can have inflow, we can have outflow, as this one is concerned. Opening balance. Do we have any opening balance? Opening balance, we have looked into that. We don't have any opening balance in this question. Then the next thing is revenue. What are the revenue that are meant to be recognized in this account? What are the revenue? We have statutory allocation.
Armed forces lang.
What do you say?
Armed forces lang.
Statutory allocation from federation account. How much is statutory allocation from the federation account? For the federal, this is the figure. What are the other likely revenue? Payee. Payee of who and who? One, armed forces. Armed forces. How much is the payee of the armed forces?
400,000.
How much?
400,000.
Is it 4 or 1?
4.
4.
Okay. 400,000. The next one called
Police.
police personnel. How much is that one, please?
30,000.
30,000. Followed by
Resident of Abuja.
President of Abuja. Yeah.
You can have something.
What do you say? How much is it?
20,000.
20,000. The next one, dividend from the federal government investment. Dividend from the federal government investment. How much is that?
120,000.
120,000. Any other one?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. Then we look at the total. Now, expenditure. What are the expenditure to this account? That's of the note given to you. We have remuneration of the statutory officer, remuneration of statutory officers. How much is that? How much is remuneration of statutory officer?
13 million
13.8 million.
13,800,000. Followed by the current expenditure.
Recurrent.
How much is current expenditure?
1.5 million.
1.5 million. The next one, transfer
Transfers.
to development fund. How much is transfer to development fund?
2.5 million.
Transfer to
Contingency.
contingency fund. How much is that?
20,000.
That's all. We had it together. Now deduct it from what we have here. This is closing balance or the surplus. Any question, please? Alisa, you can talk.
What about the other accounts that some are in a consolidated, some are in a federation account. So I mean, how to distinguish all of this?
Okay. If you look at those items that I gave you in the notes when we were looking at the note last class, I told you head 1, 2, and 3 will appear in the federation account, while the remaining heads are going to appear in the consolidated revenue fund account, which is the federal government account. The consolidated revenue fund account is the account of the federal government, while the federation account is the account where the pool of the revenue that are meant to be shared by the 3 tiers of government are being paid into. And what are these revenue? Head 1, Head 2, and Head 3. Head 1 is referred to as indirect tax. Head 2 is referred to as direct tax. Head 3 is mining. Mining what? Mining of crude oil. Any revenue generated through crude oil will be paid to the federation account. Anything that has to do with what? Indirect tax, import duty, export duty, excise duty are meant to pay to what? To the federation account. When it comes to direct tax, company income tax, petroleum profit tax, you are going to see it in the federation account. But personal income tax, you will not see it in the federation account, but you will see that in consolidated revenue fund account and other related revenue, such as fine, such as penalty, such as statutory allocation from the federation account, toll fee, dividend from the government investment, you will see it in the consolidated revenue fund account. You can't see that in the federation account. That is why I gave you the format the other time. You can still remember. If you go through the notes, go and check those formats I gave you. All what I quoted here are there in the format. Do you understand what I've said, please?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. You are welcome. Any other question before we look into another question?
Sorry, there's a box covering the Excel. If you can close it, please.
Okay, I will close it now. I want to save the.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Can you see it now?
Sir, I have a
Yes,
question.
thank you.
What is it?
I have a question, sir.
Okay, I'm with you.
Um, the allocation, was it given directly in the question? The allocation to the federation, the state, and the local government?
In the question now,
I can only see 53% and
I told you when I was explaining that that one is an error. It has a sort of approximation using a Z. If you had it, it's more than 100. Add those figures you have there, it's going to be more than 100%. You
all
can
right,
see that
thank you,
it
sir.
has a sort of approximation. Yes,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
you are welcome. Any other question, please? Any other question? Absent of no question, let's look at question number 2 when you are done. Can we go to question number 2? Can we go to question number 2, please? Okay, let's go through question number 2. That one is a bit technical than the first one we have done. That question came out in 2014. Eboda State is one of the 30 states in Olakoma Federation. The federation has a population of 120 people with 120 million people with 700 local government council and a land mass of 300 square meter, 300 square meter, 200 square kilometer. Eboda State has a population of 12 million, 25 local government and land mass of 30 30,000 square kilometers. The following transaction took place in the office of the Accountant General of the Olakoma Federation during the year ended 31st December 2013. These are the information we have on the table. You are now told that 1. Olakoma Customs Service is entitled to 7% cost of collection on all the revenue collected, while the Federal Inland Revenue is entitled to 4% on non-oil revenue. Non-oil, take note. The sharing formula for the Federation account and VAT is stated as follows. We have the Federation account 52.86%, 26.72%, 20.60%. VAT allocation, federal 15%, state 50%, local government 35%. Then we move to the next one. 13% derivation is paid to oil producing states and is based on the oil and gas related income. The sharing ratio in 2 above is based on the following. Equity 40% for state and local government, population 30% for state and local government, land mass 20% for state and local government, internally generated effort 10% for state and local government. The total internally generated revenue effort of the total internally generated revenue effort of 30 states and 700 local government council amounted to 500 billion and 300 billion respectively. The total internally generated effort of the Ebola state and 25 local governments amounted to 50 billion and 20 billion respectively. Ebola state is not one of the oil producing states. It's not one of the oil producing states. All revenue due to local governments, including the state, is paid to the joint local government account. This account is entitled to 10% of the internally generated revenue of the states required. State the difference between the federation account and consolidated revenue fund account. What are the difference? Hello? What are the difference, please? Question A. We've answered that question today. You should be able to answer it. The difference between the federation account and consolidated revenue fund account.
Okay, in federation accounts, that's the account of revenue. That is only the revenue is being recognized.
Only what?
The revenue,
Only what?
the revenues.
It's not that only the revenue is recognized. We distribute revenue there. Mind you, in the federation account. Federation account is the account where pool of resources that are meant to be shared by 3 tiers of government are being paid into. The pools of revenue that are meant to be shared by the 3 tiers of government are meant to be paid to the federal, the state, and local government. That is where they pay the money to.
Okay.
Why federation consolidated revenue fund account is the account of the federal government. And you can put the format of that account there when you are differentiating to get your marks.
Open the door.
Any question? Now, the B part of the question says, the B part of the question, today Mumbo, the B part of the question, says what? Olakoma Custom Service collection. They say calculate, B say calculate. Olakoma Custom Service of collection. Roman figure 2. Federal Inland Revenue Service cost of collection. C, 13% derivation paid to oil producing states. How are we meant to solve these three questions in one? It's three questions in one. How are we meant to solve them? Any idea?
I think first of all, we'll try and do the federation account. Then we'll now get their allocation to the states, then do for consolidation. Then we'll now get
Tell you to
maybe.
calculate Olakoma Custom Service cost of collection.
So,
Federal Inland Revenue Service cost of collection. 13% derivative to be paid to oil producing states. That is the first question they want to calculate.
okay. We'll find
Now,
out the collection that was collected by Olakoma.
We are going to be calculating 7% of the cost of collection on all revenues collected. 7% on all of the revenues collected to get the Olakoma Custom Service.
Now, B part of the question says, B part of the question, Roman figure 1, Abi. Ola,
Yes,
comma, custom, Abi.
yes, sir.
Service, cost of collection. Now let's calculate it. What are the likely revenue generated through customs? That's what should come to your mind to know how to go by that question. What are the custom service the revenue generated through customs? Call them one after the other. Is it in million or in thousand?
Million.
In millions, okay?
Okay.
Can you please assist me with those items, one after the other? Custom related income in the question, the table.
Import duties.
Import duty.
We have the import duties, DRB.
Yes, sir.
Import duties. How much is import duties?
255 million.
What is it?
255 million. Sorry. Yes,
Is it million in
255
thousand?
Thousand.
Because already we have abbreviated it above. Okay. Okay. The next one.
Export duties.
How much?
125,000.
Okay. The next one.
Excise duties.
Savannah. Come on, eat. Go down. Calm down, come on, eat.
How much is that?
320,000.
How much?
Stand up, stand. You can stand up.
320,000.
320,000. 320,000. Then what's the next one? 320,000. Tunde Mumbo.
Custom penalty charge.
Tunde Mumbo. Custom penalty charge.
The network is not working down.
Custom penalty charge. How much is that?
115,000.
115,000. Abi?
Yes, sir.
The next one.
Custom fees account. Fees, not fixed.
Okay. Okay.
120,000.
120, Abi?
Yes, sir.
The next one.
Common external tariff levy.
How much?
100,000.
What else again?
I think that's all.
Others. Are you also sure? She's the only one talking to me now.
There's petroleum profit tax.
That one is not going to go to that account.
Okay.
So what about the 7%?
7% port levy.
Yes.
How much is that?
25,000.
Any other question?
Yeah.
What of the court fee?
Another person record another person. So,
What
and
of
the
what?
Court fee.
Port.
Yes.
Is it court fees? That one is not going to be there.
Okay.
Then we now calculate custom collection charges. How much is the custom collection charges? 7% times 1,000,000 060,000.
he has really worked. Ojo, they are only the Gary Patu. He was really hard. It was really hard. It's not even.
Roman figure B, Roman figure 2.
Are you leaving me?
First inland
Because that's the man to bring my water for me. I bet.
revenue service cost of collection. What are the revenue received through customs side, through First Inland Revenue?
Company income tax.
Company income tax. How much is that?
500,000.
What else again?
Other non-oil taxes.
Other non-oil taxes. How much is that?
225,000.
Other
225,000.
non-225,000, abi?
Yes, sir.
What else again?
Petroleum profit tax.
Petroleum profit tax is related to petroleum income. It's not going to be there.
But it's collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service.
Fine. But you were told that only one you are meant to give 4% on is for non-oil related revenue.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Any other one?
Value added tax.
Value added tax. Now, we separate that one into two. Do you understand? Look at it. This is the first one. The reason being that you are going to have issue as we are moving on it. Now, on VAT now, VAT is also collected, there's no doubt, by them. How much is the VAT? How much is
700.
what is it?
700,000.
700,000. Then the total. Is that what we have?
Yes. Excuse me.
This is the total. The reason why I separated it, you will see it as we are going in the future, where we are meant to use it, instead of you walking back. The last one is what? B Roman figure 3. B Roman figure 3. What they say we should calculate? 13% derivation for oil producing state. What are the oil-related revenue? Give me oil-related revenue.
Royalty.
Royalty. Royalty on what?
Crude oil.
Gas. Okay, cool.
How much?
101,000.
One?
101,000. 101,000.
Okay.
The royalty on gas.
How much?
95,000.
25,000.
95, sorry, sir. 95,000.
95,000. Okay.
Sales of oil, crude oil sales.
Crude oil sales, Abi. How much?
350,000.
The next one.
Domestic oil receipts.
How much?
445,000. Miscellaneous oil receipts.
Miscellaneous, Abi.
Yes, sir. 105,000.
105.
Yes, sir.
The next one.
Rentals on oil field.
Rentals of oil field, Abi.
On oil field, yes, sir. 87,000.
80.
7,000.
What else again?
Okay, gas plate penalties.
How much?
77,000.
What else again?
Okay, petroleum profit tax.
How much?
650.
3.
650. 650. Yes.
What else again?
Nothing.
Huh?
Okay, other nothing. That's all.
What is the total now? That's the total oil revenue. Oil derivation. That's all. We've answered B part of the question. We've answered A, we've answered B. What next? What did they say we should do again?
Calculate the amount to be credited to number one.
To
Consolidated
consider revenue fund account of Olakoma Federal
government.
Government. Abi?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
We open the account. This is Olakoma Consolidated Revenue Fund account. Olakoma Consolidated Revenue Fund account. This is it. What are the revenues that are meant to come to this account now? Likely revenue to come to this account, please.
Imports, no, consolidated. Okay.
This is federal account.
Is it federation? Okay, federal
This
account.
is federal account, federal government
Import,
account. Import duty is not coming to this account. Look at the one we did here. See, this is federation account. This is considered revenue fund account. You can see that they are not the same thing. Now, that's the one they want you to prepare here. Consider revenue fund account of Olakoma is even from the federation account. How will you do that? What will you do?
Just combine the three, sir. The one we did the first one.
Now, the next thing we need to do now is to prepare a note. That note is going to review the federation account working note. They don't ask you to prepare federation account, but you need that to be able to prepare those accounts they want you to prepare. If you don't do that, you can't prepare that account. You know, instead of you now preparing it afresh, already you have all the figure you need to do that. You now say working note. Working note 1. Working note 1. Federation account. In this federation account, we will have custom revenue from custom. How much is total revenue derived from custom? This is it. Revenue from FIRS. How much is the revenue from FIRS? We cannot recognize VAT because VAT has a separate account because we are not meant to use the same ratio to share the VAT. VAT is not going to enter. That's why I separated VAT from other revenue. Is that clear now?
Okay.
Then we also have oil-related revenue. Oil revenue. How much is the oil revenue? We now total it. Now talk of charges, collection charges.
$29,000.
Collection charges. We have custom, collection charges. How much is the custom collection charges?
74,200.
We enter it there. FIRS, collection charges.
29,000.
Yes, 29. 13% oil derivation. How much is that? We now add all this together and deduct it from here. When we deduct it from here, that's what we have. This is distributable revenue. Under the distributable revenue, the next thing is to allocate revenue. Allocation of revenue. We have the federal, we have the states, we have the local government. For the federal, what is the percentage of the federal? 52 point what? 68%. times 3,343,500. 26.72%, Abi,
Yes.
times 3,343,500. 20.60% times 3,343,500. Now come here and do the computation. 52.68 times this. The second one, 26. Are we good to go? Hello? I'm listening to you. Nobody is talking again.
PSAF.
Then the last one, 20%, 0.60% times 0.60. Now add it together and deduct it from here. Any question on this part, please? Any question? We can now go back to this. Any opening balance at the beginning, we don't have, but we have statutory what? Statutory allocation from federation account. How much are you allocation from the federation account for the federal? This is it. You entered it there. What are the other income from the table given to you that are meant to go to the federation account? Look at it. Look at the table, please. Hello. Look at the table.
Payee
What are the other related income?
of
As you go to the consider revenue fund account. You have court fines.
payee of emphasis.
I can't hear you.
Payee of armed forces.
Thank you. Court fines. How much is the court fines?
30,000.
Court fees, okay.
30.
30,000. What else again?
Payee of armed forces.
Yeah. Payee. Payee. Armed forces. How much is that?
55,000.
55,000. What else again? That's all.
That's it.
We had it together. Close it. That's all. What's the next question they also have to prepare? A border consolidated revenue fund account. That is state account for a border. How do you go from there? Now, what is the border? What are the income to be coming to the border account? We also have what? Statutory allocation. How much statutory allocation from the federation account that will come to a border account? How much?
893,383.
What is it?
893,383.
If you enter that figure, you miss it. How many states do they have in Olakoma? All the states in Olakoma will share that figure. Then we will now do our working note too. State revenue distribution. How do they distribute it? We have the equity basis. Go and check. We have forgotten something here. I deliberately not to talk. I was thinking maybe you will be able to come up with that, but nobody come up with that. Look at it. There is a VAT account, VAT allocation. Is that clear? VAT allocation. Before we work on this one, we need to do that VAT allocation. VAT distribution. How do we distribute the VAT? VAT amount. How much is the VAT?
700,000.
700,000. Allocation. We have the federal, state, local government. Federal is taking what percentage of VAT? 15%. Confirm. Times 700,000. State is taking what percentage? 50% times 700,000. Local government is taking what? 35% times 700,000. Then this will give you 15% times 700. The second one, 50% times 700,000. Aliza, what happened? Then 35% times 700,000.
Earlier we saw for FRIS collection, which is we generate 28,000. We need
Now your line is
to
breaking.
come out from that 700 before we now share it.
What
Sa,
is
can
it?
you hear me?
I said the line is breaking. I can't hear you
Can
clearly.
you hear me?
Hell yeah, speak up now.
Earlier, we saw for the FIRS collections and we separate the VAT that part.
Yes.
We
If you
get
look
the
at it, I was saying that,
28,000 from that place.
do you know the reason why we separated it? We separated it
Yes,
because
sir.
the formula to share it is not the same thing. They are not meant to be shared in the same account. Look at the federation account. Look at the formula we use to share the resources, the revenue. Do you understand? See the formula we use to share the VAT. Hadn't we have calculated them together, I won't be able to separate it. That's why I separated it when doing the calculation over there. If I want to pick the figure, it will not be an issue for me. Okay. You also made mention of this collection charges. Is that
Yes,
not
sir.
so? Now, collection charges. The collection charges is how much? 28 with less than
28,000.
yes. Good observation. This is what they will now share. This is it. This is what you are now going to, for the state, for the federal, what do we have? We input their VAT of 15%, which is this. Let's now continue. Aliza, you raise up your hand again. What is it?
That's 644, so where is it coming from?
Where is it coming from, Abi?
The 644 there.
After deduction of that collection charges of 28%, the balance is what?
672.
Oh, 672, sorry. How did I now got 672?
Hmm?
672. Okay, thank you. Good observation. Let's go. Now, we now meant to share the state allocation. How do we share the state allocation? We share it on equity basis, population basis, landmarks, and IGR, internally generated revenue. Now, this one is of 40%. This one, 30%. This one, 20%. Why this one is 10%. 40% times state allocation. Three. This is VAT. Sorry. This one is from what? Federation account. How much is the state from the federation account?
100.
893 383.20. Now, on equity basis, how many states do they have in Olakoma? In the note given to you, you were given the number of states in Olakoma. How many states? The total states in Olakoma, they are what? Ebola is one of the 30 states in Olakoma. Simply means they are 30. Exactly. Now, Olakoma is one of them. We can divide this one by 30, but one is for Olakoma. We now say times 1 divided by 30. That will be what's going to be here. Look at the way I wanted to do it now. 40% times this times 1 divided by 3. That is what is meant to go to Olakoma in terms of what? Equity, that is equality. Then this next one, population. What is the total population of the federation, and what is the population of the Olakoma? Look at it. The federation has 120 people, 120 million, with 700 local government council. Eboda state has 12 million. Is that clear? Now, by population, we now have 12 million divided by 120 million. This will now be 30% times this times 12 divided by 120. That's what we have. Then the landmass. What is the landmass of Olakoma? The entire landmass. And what is the landmass of Eboda? Now, landmass. The council, the landmass is 300 square kilometer. Eboda has the population of this and landmass of 30 square kilometer. Now, 30,000 kilometer. How do we go from there? We have 30 against what? 300. I've removed those what? By 3,000s of zero above is going to call themselves. That's why I don't want to waste our time on that. Then this will give us 20% times this times 30 divided by 300. This is what we have. Now, IGR. What is internally generated revenue? Are we together? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. What is internally generated revenue of the whole state?
$50 billion. No,
The internally generated revenue
500
of
billion.
Eboda,
500 billion.
50 billion for Eboda, 20 billion for the local government. Why the entire nation, the total internally generated effort of the 30 states said to be 500 billion. Why 50 billion is being generated by Eboda? Then that's what we are going to use to now say we have 50 divided by 500 in billions. Then that will give us 10% times this times 50 divided by 500. This is what is meant for the Eboda state alone, out of what's being given out to the entire state, all the states. Out of the revenue, this is one that is meant to go to Eboda in terms of this. Then we also meant to do the VAT for the states for Kino 3. we do VAT, state VAT distribution. Now, the same thing you have done here is only the revenue that will change. Now, what is the VAT that is meant for the state? This is the VAT for the state. See, we have 336,000. That is for the state. That is what is going to replace that old figure. That's all. Okay. Then from there, we now do the calculation. %40 times 336. We have it there. We don't need to check ourselves. Times this times 1/3.
Yes, I can do.
The second one will be 30% times this times 12 divided by 120. Got this equals to 20% times this times 30 divided by 300 equals to 10% times this times 50 divided by 500. Then how much is the VAT going for the Buddha state? We have this. We cannot account for the revenue in the VAT allocation. This is the total inflow to the Buddha state account. We have answered the question they want us to answer. What's the next question? State joint local government account. State joint local government account. State joint local government account. Let's go. Now, what are the accounts to be recognized? All these two accounts we prepare. We also prepare it for local government, as in this one, these two, as working notes. We just do copy and
Excuse
paste.
me, sir.
I'm with you.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a bit confused. These Edoko, I don't know the state. Their statutory
Eboda
allocation.
state.
Yes,
Eboda
Eboda
state.
state. Their statutory allocation. You put you use 64,000. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the allocation that the federal government allocated to them.
How many states do they have in that state?
Okay, we'll have to share it to one state. All right, I
Among the
understand now.
states. And this is the basis of
Mm.
sharing it.
I understand the 30 states. Thank you.
What is the local government distribution allocation in the federation account? Please help me memorize the figure. 688,761. 688,761. 688,761. 688,761. What is the local government in Eboda? How many local government do they have in the whole federation? Eboda has how many local governments? 25 local governments in Eboda, while they have 700 local governments in the entire federation. We now say this one, 25 divided by 700. We now come here and say we have 40% times 688,761 times 25 divided by 700. That's what we have there. Then here, what is the same population? The local government population make up the state population. Is that clear? Population will give you the same figure. Under that, we have 30% times 688,761 times 12 divided by 120. We look at the land mass. The land mass also the same thing, which is 20% times 688,761 times 30 divided by 300. Then the last but not the least here, we have what is local government IGR and what is the IGR produced by the entire local government. The states produce 500, while this one produced 300. Now, internally generated effort of Eboda is 50, while the state here is what? 20. That is 20 over what? 20 over what? 300. That's the area where we need to change that. This one is 20 billion over 300 billion. We compare 10% times 688,761 times 20 over 300. This is the addition, what we have here. Then the VAT, the same way we have distributed this, that's the same way we are going to distribute the VAT. Only the revenue will change. What is the VAT allocation to local government?
Excuse me, sir. Under
you?
this working now, this heading, shouldn't it be local government revenue or something?
Yes,
or
I will change it.
Is it federal?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, looking at it here, what is the equity here on the VAT? Local government is meant to share 235,200. 235,200. 235,200. Then this will give us 40%. 40% times 235,200 times 25 divided by 700. The second one will give us 30% times 235,200 times 12 divided by 120. The next one, 20% times 235,200 times 30 over 300. The last but not the least here, we have 10% times 235,200 times 20 over 300. Then this will now come here. State joint account. We have statutory, allocation on federation account. What do we have? We have this. We also have VAT allocation. What do we have? We have this. Then the next one. We were also told that Look at it here. All revenue due to local government in each state is paid to the state joint local government account. This account is entitled to 10% of internally generated revenue of the state. How much is the internally generated revenue of the state? 50 billion, Abi. Then we now say IGR, 50%, 10% of 10% of how much?
50 billion.
Are you with me? You know, this is 1,000 already. See, 0 has already been taken out from the 50. You consider what? 50,000 here. That gives you what? 5,000, Abi. Is that not 5,000? Look at it. Times then this will now be any question. Any question? Any question, please? Absent of no question, I will end the class here for today. We continue from this place next class. We can try our efforts on the next calculation. Under question number 6, you can do the calculation on the B part. Is that clear? They also ask you to prepare. You are required to prepare the federation account, consider revenue fund account, separate your revenue and overhead separately. You can also work on the other one. I will see you by the grace of God next week. Have a wonderful night. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
I will forward the solution to you.